So thank you very much. I can see some winners in the audience. I can see some future sponsors in the audience. But most of all, I can see people who are going to be involved in this year, which is really exciting. I'm going to spend the next 20 minutes giving you a little bit of a recap of who we are, what we do, and also to say a massive thank you to everybody who has been involved in the Westcountry Women Awards, to supporters, ambassadors, sponsors, nominees and winners. The reason we set up the Westcountry Women Awards was because we wanted to celebrate and elevate women all across the West Country. For those of you who know, this is very, very close to my heart, and I've worked at the very forefront, the coalface of criminal justice in part of my former life after ITV. You'll notice that I've actually got a little lanyard on today. I'm doing some work for the Office of the Police and Crime Commissioner. I've dropped down here today to come and talk to you, and I'll be going back there. But the idea of the Westcountry Women Awards was kind of to sandwich the conversation that we're trying to have about women in between that gritty coalface of criminal justice and also celebration and elevation of women. So I firmly believe that people, women who are celebrated and elevated are much, much less likely to be denigrated, and that was part of the reason why we did this. So the success of the Westcountry Women Awards would not be possible at all without the support of so many people all across the counties of the southwest peninsula of the United Kingdom. Their commitment to celebrating and empowering women is absolutely second to none. And in the last few years, we have created a community of more than 4,000 women across the 4 counties that inspires, connects, uplifts countless individuals in our region. So the purpose of it is also to be able to give women an opportunity to have what they do in their lives recognised across multiple levels. When I was involved in doing business awards before, we were talking only about business. What we're talking about with the Westcountry Women Awards and what we're celebrating and recognising is not just about business, it's about everybody's business. When we first launched these, the very first category that I launched was the Combating Violence Against Women and Girls category, sponsored by the Police and Crime Commissioner, and we've introduced lots of other categories as well that recognise women's lives across the West Country, both in and out of the office. We have had a massive clutch of sponsors who have consistently got on board in all sorts of different levels in order to make this community interest company grow. They have sponsored us from taking tables, from being event night sponsors. They've been event series sponsors. They have been venue sponsors, and they have, of course, been category sponsors. I'll just give you a little taste of the people who so far have been involved in this. Obviously, it's not just about our nominees, our winners. It's about our ambassadors who give their time for free to be able to spread the word across the Southwest about this, to encourage nominations and also to encourage sponsors. We are a community interest company. We do need the help of the community to create our community, but the impact of it is phenomenal and reaches into people's lives across Devon, Cornwall, Somerset and Dorset. For those of you who've never actually been to the grand final, I think it's important maybe to give you a little taste. We are absolutely shameless in our celebration. We encourage everybody to absolutely go to town, and I can quite comfortably say that I think it is the Oscars of awards ceremonies. And just 2 minutes of your time to take a look at this.
To me, it's amazing. It's changed my life.
It's a huge pool of talent that we're celebrating here tonight.
Welcome to the grand final of the Westcountry Women Awards 2024.
To celebrate the achievements of some really fantastic women. We've heard some really inspirational stories And I'm not going to lie, I've been crying all the way through the event so far.
I work for a charity called Gifted Women. We are the charity of the year. It supports women with multiple disadvantages and help them move forward and get into work.
A record-breaking £7,635.
The money that's raised is going to Gifted Women, which is amazing.
Plymouth City Bus has been supporting these awards for 3 years. The awards are going from strength to strength.
I am fighting to campaign to make the law change, and I've just achieved it. Anybody who's been affected by drink spiking or any other spiking crimes, I'm here to be the voice of the victims so that we can safeguard men and women across the country.
To be a part of something like this, it's taken me out of my life and put me in something like a dream.
Alexis, Tess and the crew that put the Westcountry Women's Awards together, their passion and commitment to furthering the celebration of women across the West Country, who couldn't be impressed.
So that brings back some really special memories for me and obviously for some people here in this crowd. That was done by Ocean City Media, who are one of our sponsors. They're a really wonderful media creation team who capture atmospheres like that, which are really, really special. So our purpose, yes, is to celebrate and elevate women all across the West Country, but it is also it is to change lives permanently and irreversibly for the better. We set out to do that, and quite quickly our outcomes were really, really clear. Our impact has been already really, really huge across the region. We have raised awareness about the achievements of exceptional women all across our community. We have empowered women, providing a platform for women to share their stories, to network, to grow. And we have also offered them training to do that. One of the things that we noticed with our nominees for the Westcountry Women Awards was that they were coming through our networking, our systems, our events, and then we were finding that we had these really amazing women standing on stage right at the end, either at the semi-finalist announcement or the finalist announcement, or actually winning the prize, and feeling that they were completely hampered by imposter syndrome or a lack of confidence or an inability to pick up the microphone and public speak. So we set out to change that. What we've decided to do is to provide all 1,500 nominees from last year, the 1,250 from the year before, the 1,000 from the year before that, with half-price training. We piloted that last year. I'll tell you a little bit more about that. But we have also strengthened communities. We've given women an opportunity to communicate and contact each other within this genre and talk to each other on multi-levels about so many different things. We want to help to provide a stronger and more inclusive future for everybody. So in just 3 years, nearly 4,000 women have been nominated for Westcountry Women Awards. 1,357 women have completed applications, and we have had 50 winners. We've run 19 different categories, and we've raised more than £14,000 for charities. We've held 26 events across the peninsula, including at M-Subs, the Lost Gardens of Heligan, Castle Hill, Drake's Island, Powderham Castle, Somerset County Cricket Ground, and of course the Crown Plaza in Plymouth. That is just our terrestrial reach, where people see each other face to face. But on social media, we've had more than 121,000 impressions and more than 6,000 engagements just in the past year. 113 views, 85,000 reach, 6.6 thousand interactions, and on Instagram, similarly mad. Our media, our terrestrial media, is second to none. Barely a week or two will go by without you noticing that the Westcountry Women Awards are noticed in the media. And this year, on Spotlight, in the 5 weeks after our finals, we had 8 of our 16 winners on the Spotlight sofa talking about what they do. When we say we support the people who get involved in the Westcountry Women Awards, we certainly do. These are people who you are going to recognise and who are going to become household names. Those of you who don't know her, Dawn Dines from Stamp Out Spiking. Our winner met the Queen within about 4 weeks of this. This is Rosie Stevenson, who was one of the team of the first all-female tornado team on the planet. And we have our winner in the audience. We absolutely put our money where our mouth is, and we support women, and we ask them to support us in return. But also we recognise the things that they need because they tell us what they need. And that is why last year we had a pilot project that hadn't been done before. I teamed up with Claire Palmer, who's otherwise known as the Bullshit Terminator, and we put together some pilot projects, empowerment training days, public speaking, overcoming imposter syndrome, and confidence building, and we ran them in Devon and in Cornwall. We know that one of the reasons that women are held back is because they don't put themselves forward. Our experiences of running networking groups here in the Southwest have shown us that peer-to-peer support, informal mentoring, and inspirational speakers rocket fuel women's confidence. So we can't do that every week, we can't do that every month, but what we can do is that we can do that every single training day. Claire takes the empowerment, and she takes the overcoming imposter syndrome. I do a crash course in public speaking that lasts for 2 hours. We start at 9 in the morning, we finish at 4 in the afternoon. Everyone goes home absolutely exhausted, but every single person has their life changed permanently and irreversibly for the better. This year, because of the success of the training programs last year, we're running them across Devon and Cornwall. We've got 2 in Devon, we've got 2 in Cornwall. There's 1 in Cornwall tomorrow. If any of you want to squeeze in on a last minute, please do come. But I guarantee you that you will have the way that you view yourself and your place in the world around you changed permanently. So, the one other thing I need to let you know about that is that if you are a nominee for the Westcountry Women Awards, past, present or future, then we will always give you half-price training. I'll just say that again. If you are a nominee for the Westcountry Women Awards, past, present or future, we will always give you half-price training. So I keep on being asked how people can help. You could sponsor us. We're always looking for sponsors. We are a community interest company absolutely dedicated to change. You get unparalleled visibility, as you can see. Your brand will be aligned with a highly respected event with regional and national recognition. You have a positive social impact, and you have exclusive networking opportunities, some of which are lots and lots of fun. This year is going to be bigger and better than ever before. We have got, I'm just doing it again. Dylan, have I done the wrong thing? Oh no, I just said, next slide, please. Our rundown of events starts now. Well, it starts tomorrow, actually, in Cornwall. And runs all the way through until Christmas. You'll be able to find something you can do with us every single month. The one thing that we tag on to the other end is that every year we take our winners to Westminster. They have a tour of the Houses of Parliament and they get to meet inspirational female MPs. And every year we host International Women's Day in Plymouth and have outstanding speakers and an inspiring agenda as part of our community contribution. These are the 2. We give everyone half-price training in how to make their world and lives better, but every year we host this, and every year we host this to give back to the community and to make our community bigger. This is our major give back every year. So what we did this year, for those of you who came along in Plymouth, it was a really, really brilliant day. We announced our first 11 categories for 2025, and they are Women in Education, Startup Business, Women in Property and Construction, Employee of the Year, Women in STEM, Director of the Year, the Combating Violence Against Women and Girls Award, the Green Business of the Year Award, the Small Business of the Year Award, the Employer of the Year Award, and the Phoenix Award. These are the first 11 categories. We will announce the final rundown on the 22nd of April, and this is what our rundown of events for 2025 looks like. Empowerment Day tomorrow, 22nd of April, networking launch, 22nd of May. We are going to have a fun and funny sports day at Bovey Castle. I'm hoping that the illustrators are listening to me very, very carefully now, all right? Because I can reveal exclusively to you that this is going to be the only time that I am judging anything this year, and I'm going to give out the prize to the naughtiest person in the egg and spoon race who cheats the most and is most wicked and devious and allows me to use the word nefarious as much as possible. So, gaffer tape, Gorilla Glue, nails, whatever you fancy. So don't get too fixated on the sticking of the egg to the spoon, because don't forget, it's a race. And all bets are off, frankly. No rules, one winner, the one who's been the most imaginative. So please do join us for this. It is a fun and funny sports day, but it is also has a little bit of a serious message, which is that it is our major charity fundraiser for the year, and our charity for this year is the Cornwall Women's Centre, who were our winner of our community award last year. So here we go, we roll over. So winners from the last year become our charities of the next. 4th of June, we're here in Exeter at Exeter Racecourse for the Empowerment Training Day. They're really lovely, they're sponsoring us. And then we'll just do a little empowerment boost online. Then on the 19th of September, we've got the semi-finalist announcements at Somerset County Cricket Club. 2nd of October, we've got Empowerment Training Day down in Cornwall, again at Pengelly Barns. And then we have 16th of October, Powderham Castle, yay, for our finalist announcement. Our second one in Devon of the year, Empowerment Training Day at Exeter Racecourse. Bit of a boost on the 14th of November, and then the grand final gala at the Crown Plaza in Plymouth. All of it, don't worry about taking down notes. I see some people taking down notes. They're all on our Eventbrite page, so just hop on there. What I must do as well at this stage is to explain to you about our ambassadors. We now have a massive ambassadors team. We have Trish Caller, who's our chief ambassador, some of you may know, networker extraordinaire from Somerset. Claire Palmer, the bullshit terminator. Fiona Lee, Joe Lyons, Claire Northcote, Rebecca Lotto, Sophie Allway, Ewelina Romanowska, Sarah Sabatier, and just announced this week, North Devon's ex-MP, North Devon's first female MP, Selene Saxby, has come from Westminster to the Westcountry Women Awards and is our new ambassador. So we would really love it if you would like to join us for this next part of this journey. If you've already supported us, stay part of the team. You know what it's like. It's fun, and it is really transformational in so many ways. We would love for you to nominate people within within your field. You can nominate yourselves. Please don't hold back. If somebody hasn't nominated you and you think you deserve to be nominated, nominate yourself, all right? I'm getting bossy about this. We could not do this without our sponsors. They are all amazing, but not least this lot, who've taken Director of the Year this year. And we would absolutely love for you to be part of our continued success. We are still looking for sponsors for some key categories for this year. Not least, I want to run Women in Health and Wellbeing again. I haven't got a sponsor for that at the moment. I want to run Women in Sport again. I ran it for 2 years, unsponsored. We took the hit on that. We managed to get a sponsor for it last year, but for some reason that is absolutely beyond me, I cannot find a sponsor for women in sport. These are really, really important categories. I'll confide in you when it comes down to the wire. For these really big ones, I might actually have to take the hit. I'd rather I didn't, but I will because they're really important. But there are still categories we could really do a hand with to launch them. And our final list of those categories will be revealed on April the 22nd. And I can let you all know slightly in advance of that Michael Spires Jewellers have agreed to become our headline sponsor for 2025 and 2026. So if you come on board, you're joining a robust team of people who are making this community bigger and better than it's ever been. Everyone knows Michael Spires. We have to thank PL1 Events because they are so lovely to us consistently. Plymouth City Bus are our platinum sponsors of this year. And these are the sponsorship benefits that you will get if you do come on board with us. It's not very much left for me to say except for a massive thank you to those of you who do support us. We think and we feel and we are told that what we're doing is making a huge and magnificent difference to women's lives all across the region. I cannot thank people enough for the phone calls, texts, emails that I get with constructive criticism, with support, with brilliant ideas, and with offers of help. This is a huge community now, which we are growing without fear or favour. We're just here to try to do what we set out to do, which is to celebrate and elevate and recognise and inspire women all across the West Country. Thank you.